Hello, this is my take on the Best of the Best campaigns version of the 2023 Super Bowl ads. After watching the Super Bowl and then going back through all the other ads, I didn't feel like there was a lot of ones that like stood out that are absolute bangers, right? But I feel like that'll come with time. But the one I did choose was the Sam Adams Brighter Boston ad. Um, I chose it for a couple of reasons. First, I know how we talked about sticky and spreadable. Um, Obviously, it's a 1 minute Super Bowl ad. Outside of the Super Bowl, this is an advertisement um, that can be spread out or or shown in other mediums because of its time frame. I can see this being played at a lot of other football games or sports events, or shown online to demographics who watch football or who drink beer. I think that was a really good um, like advertisement for the demographic that watches football. I mean, obviously the Super Bowl is kind of more widespread, but I feel like people who drink light beers and people who watch sports kind of have a very large overlapping demographic. Um, I really like um, the eye catching a little bit. At the beginning of the ad, there's a bit of a freeze frame where it's like your cousin from Boston, and that kind of makes you stop and look at it for a little bit because there's motion, there's dialogue, and then all of a sudden stops, right? Freezes, and then you have this like graphic that shows up in a small corner of it, so it makes you stop, look at it, and then it directs your eyes um, to what it's trying to show you, right? Um, I want to do a little bit of a take on consciousness, like social consciousness. Although that wasn't the main demographic of the ad, they kind of used it as like playing a joke. Whereas we see in we actually see some like recycling and people giving away their parking spots and like spreading the love because the joke for the Sam Adams ad is like a brighter Boston or like a lighter Boston, whatever. Um, and the kind of the stereotype for people in Boston is like they're blunt, they're loud, um, and they're not very welcoming or like they're not very nice. I guess would be the best word for it. And they still keep some of those like stereotypes, but they flip over the nice one where it's like, oh, well, it's yeah, they they say on the Sam Adams case they say more brighter, and so it's like, oh, a more brighter Boston, what would that look like? And the guy goes like on a daydream and kind of makes a joke out of that social consciousness of like, hey, we should be nicer to each other, you know. Um, I don't want to say it's wish fulfilling because it's not telling you that when you drink beer, everyone's gonna be nicer to you or anything like that. But subconsciously, I would say it is in a sense, right? Um, it kind of had a contrast to the Blue Moon ad where like they're the two different beer companies are like fighting each other, right, in the ad, where this one was like subconsciously being like the guy's walking around and there's pleasant things happening around him while he was drinking, even though what didn't say or like make you like feel that way consciously, subconsciously you see those nice remarks, and that is associated with beer commercials, and that kind of is a bit of a wish fulfillment in itself. Like, hey, you're gonna have a brighter day drinking Sam Adams, right? Um, yeah, I wouldn't say it is as authentic. I mean, it was a gag commercial essentially, right? Trying to make people laugh and do a little bit, and then put Sam Adams' name in it, like integrate it into that bit. It wasn't as authentic as like let's just say the Dunkin' Donuts commercials that were actually great in the 2023, where I think it's Brian Cranston, some celebrity just working at a Dunkin' Donuts, and they get security footage, not even like high quality cameras or anything. Literally just him working. That's the bit. It's just him working at Dunkin' Donuts, right? It's a Dunkin' Donuts ad. Um, I think that really takes the cake for authenticity when it comes to Super Bowl ads. But I really like the joke on social consciousness, the sub conscious wish fulfillment, and how the demographic of the Sam Adams and like beer commercials in sports really fits super well with people who watch sports. And I think they're going to be able to spread this ad for future events, given its time frame and the fact that the demographic fits well with, you know, other sports, breaks and stuff like that. I could see it being reused um, in that regard too. So, and it's the one that stuck with me, just because I thought it was funny taking that demographic and those stereotypes and kind of making a joke out of them. So that's I think it's a well produced 1 minute ad for Sam Adams. And I can't wait to see what other people say about all the other Super Bowl commercials. And yeah, thank you so much